Hello, today we're going to replace the expansion valve for the air conditioning system on a 1997 GEO Metro. This particular one is a 4-cylinder. Comes in a small box like this, and the expansion valve gets fitted onto the evaporator, on the inlet of the evaporator, and it looks like this. It's an expansion valve. Okay. The purpose of the expansion valve is to control the flow of the refrigerant that's going into the evaporator, and either way, you don't want too much refrigerant going into it and too little. Either way, you can damage the compressor, and you won't get good cooling of the air conditioning system. I did start to remove on this car. I started to remove the glove box. I took out the 2 screws. There's one here and one here, and I just took the whole plastic glove box out of the car. Next thing, you want to take out the ECU. That would be this bolt here and these 2 bolts that are attached to the brackets on the bottom. That way the brackets don't stay behind and they're not in your way. The next thing I'm removing here is the blower box. That's this thing right here. It has 3 bolts, one here, one over here, and one down there. So far, as far as I can tell, it feels pretty loose. I probably just got to wiggle it out of there in some way, or there might be another bolt somewhere, I don't know, or a clamp connecting over to the evaporator box, but we'll see. Okay, the blower has been lowered. Here it is here. I did have to kind of dance with it to take it out, but it was just those 3 bolts, and I'm not sure if I have to take off the linkage. I started to take off the linkage here for the vent, but I'm not sure if it has to come out. If it does, it does. But this cable is hardwired from the motor. Oh wait, there's a connector right here. Anyway, well, this connector will come out. There it is. Connector's out from the blower, so the only thing holding it is this linkage, and so I'll be taking that off too, just to get the whole blower out of the way. Okay, this is still under the dash, over by where the evaporator is. We're gonna have to disconnect this line here. This is the pressure side, the high pressure side. You should use 2 wrenches on that so as to not to damage the evaporator. You want to hold 1 wrench while you're turning the nut. It's very important. Now this one, the connection for that is up under the hood. I'm going to come out and we'll look at that guy. That would be, it's a little bit dark, but that's that one right there. Okay, I loosened the nut, and the nut is on the right hand side. Came out very easy by putting a wrench on this and this. This thing just came off, I mean, super easy. Alright, now I just gotta go do the one up in the under the hood. Okay, taking a look at the blower assembly. This seal here is really bad. It just peels away from, I mean, the fact is this car is 14 years old. It's just, okay, just falls apart. So what I'm going to do is, I've had this window insulator. It's like the double-sided sticky type, and it's foam. When I'm done, I'm just going to clean this out really good use a degreaser, take it all out, and just put a brand new seal around it. Or you can go buy one in the store. You know, get the part number and whatever. And yeah, and vacuum it out a little bit. It's a lot of dust. This is the blower assembly. Okay, the connection under the hood came out pretty simple. There's where I loosened it from. And now I'll go back in and try to pull the evaporator out. Okay, at this point I pried as many clips as I could to separate the plastic on the that's covering the evaporator. I was able to take off 5 clips of one on the side. There's still 1 or 2 in the back. I can barely get it open. I would have loved to be able to just take the whole assembly out, but it's very difficult. I don't know what's holding it in place. I took a nut and a screw out. The nut was on the left side, way up against the firewall. And the screw was on the right side, but I still can't take the thing out. So I'm going to try to pry it open and work on the expansion valve from here. And there it is right there. You can see it. And it's got a nut here and a nut on the top. So let me begin. Okay, it was a battle, but I finally got the evaporator out. It was really hard. This is the front part here. It goes out to the engine. It was really hard taking this thing out. I don't think I would ever want to do this again. The expansion valve is going to go right here on these two. I've already changed the O-rings on these 2 fittings here, this one and the larger one above. I took it out because it wasn't going in properly through this little opening that I made here, because it had these clips in the rear. This is the rear part of the casing, and it's very hard to get to these clips. It's impossible. And so I just took the whole thing out. Okay, this is the old expansion valve. Now you have to remember on those fittings to put in new O-rings. You need brand new O-rings on that, or else you get a leak. This is what the seal looks like for the blower seal after I put that window rubber seal on. I put some contact cement around the edge. First I cleaned it, then I put some contact cement, and then I glued the seal. Okay, while I was able to take the evaporator out, it's again, it's also got foam that's just destroyed. I gotta replace all of this. Gets a piece of foam wrapping all the way around. But before that, I'm gonna vacuum it down, spray some carb cleaner on it, degreaser, clean it up nice. You got to be really careful with this. The fins, they bend very easily. It's like an aluminum body. It's really dirty. So you want to clean it all up, and that way you'll get better airflow, cooler air, more efficient.